and we stop children from becoming adults when they are adults. When a person says somebody else can get married, why, who's right? The person that's getting married should decide if they want to get married or not, or they're too young. So somebody else can make that decision for them? And do they have the right? Because when an adult says, okay, you can get married at 14, and the relationship goes haywire, whose fault is it? The child or the parent that allowed them to get married? We all need to learn our own way. Nobody can change or stop that. They try, and they do try to create realities and everything else to stop us from stepping into that place where we need to be. You know, I lecture and I talk. I mean, some things will sound the same because there's only a couple little words that are important. And I know you don't want to hear them. But the number one important word is a G-O-D. Outside of that, and it's only from direct experience and knowing this, well, I'll say Jesus. And not as a religious person. He didn't teach a religion. He wasn't walking around preaching a religion. He was teaching about spirit and death and what people don't want to hear. They want to hear love and forgiveness. And it's the biggest programmed idea. Tell that to the Mayans when they sacrificed a little girl to save to keep their weather right to the gods and all these things that they did all through history. Why they were killing witches. Do you know why? I was a witch when I was little. You know why they were burning the witches? And not that many, only a few were killed in Salem. I mean, there were other parts of the world where they were killing them a lot more. But the fear of truth. Did you hear what I said? The fear of truth. Nostradamus was probably one of the greatest psychics that ever lived. And he was sought after. He was lucky the Queen protected him so many times from getting killed. But he was right about what he said. I mean, trying to make everything he says fit to reality now is a little bit different. He wasn't God. He never claimed to be. So to say he knows everything about the future or what's going to happen 10,000 years from now as well, no. Did he? You could see certain images. My good friend prophesied 9/11 1 year before it happened, in detail. And he's in jail right now. So yeah, is it another way to attack? Of course it is. It's always attack of fear of truth. Why do you think the UFO world is still in a wash and going around in circles with the truth not coming out? The United States is protecting the United States. What they know, what they have, technology. And they sure don't want China to know, Russia to know. Putin said it publicly before Trump got elected. What about that? He wanted Trump to come out and tell the truth about it. And he was honest. He said he's working 37 alien races. 2 of them want to destroy the planet. Putin himself said that on Russian TV. So did they cover it up by hiding from it? No. But the United States is, because we do have technology that protects us from all countries. If there was a war to go down, a real war, including when an alien race comes here, they have a plan. I mean, Russia's catching up because they're dealing with the United States greatly. They always have been. I mean, the United States has always been stealing Russian scientists and bringing them here and things like that. But as far as the alien thing and the UFO thing, there's more sightings daily, and everything's happening, and it's breaking wide open. But when the truth comes out, it's not going to be what anybody wants to hear. We can't deal with people on planet Earth. We can't. The Spanish, the British, the English couldn't deal with Native American people. They're going to deal with aliens better? Well, it takes one ship comes down and says, well, we're going to take over the United States. We're going to take all the money from everybody. Whatever they say, who's going to stop them? Who's going to tell them they're wrong? Well, I guarantee there'll be a fight and battle, which there's been a couple in the United States already. And people died and all those kind of things. But, again, the United States has the program for a reason, the secret Air Force space program. When Trump comes out and says, well, I'm going to start a space army. We already have it. trillions and trillions of dollars disappear every year, and they don't say why. People worry about somebody stealing a dime and a quarter and they go to jail for 25 years, but a government that steals trillions of dollars, for what reason? While children are starving, being abused, homeless, and everything else in the United States. We have become sick, passive. Oh, we can't judge. No, don't judge when they put you in a FEMA camp because you're a religious person. Don't judge anybody when they start beating your children up because they don't like them. You know, the word judgment is another make-believe word man created for some stupid reason. Oh, you can't judge somebody. But when a contest is on, a beauty pageant or voice, everybody's being judged. A dancing thing, they're being judged. But with a group of people, you can't judge them, and you shouldn't. Well, he's allowed to do drugs. He's allowed to kill people. He's allowed to do whatever he wants. Really? We're so ridiculous in our ideas. Our morals have been taken away, fed and refed and reprogrammed. Do you understand anything about death so far? It's a good thing if your karma is low. It's a bad thing if your karma is high. So understanding karma is critical to death and preparing for it. The soul itself cannot die, and that's what eternal life is all about. If you're unaware, which most people are, being eternal doesn't mean a thing. If you can't remember being in other lives and other bodies and all those things, what good is it? Well, you were really God and you decided to come down as a human. Doesn't mean a thing, does it? So until you become aware, does anything really fit in place and become important? Life is a maximum of 125 years, no matter who and what you are, as of right now in this moment. Did you accomplish everything you did in your life that you thought you had to or feel that you had to? If you don't know what death is, don't know where you go when you die, don't know what you're going to do when you get there, you haven't accomplished anything except playing the game of life. Now people are trying to live longer because they're afraid to go to death. Because they have no clue. What does one achieve in a lifetime? I only got a few minutes left. What do you achieve in one lifetime? And that's a maximum of 125 years. Which is usually between 50 and 80 for most people. What is like really important and that you try to attain in this lifetime? Trying to live longer? What do you get? Okay, get these numbers down. What do you get in a night? How many hours sleep? This is where your life goes. 7 to 8 hours a night you sleep. Most people do. You spend 1 to 2 hours a day eating. A little more, a little less. Then how much time do you spend washing, brushing your teeth, taking care of your body, combing your hair, shampooing your hair, and all those kind of things on a daily basis? Hopefully sometime. Some people don't. Now, when you're done with that, how many hours a day do you work? Most people work 8 hours a day in normal living. Not beggars, homeless, and things like that. No, obviously not. Then you come and watch TV and sports. For how long? An hour to 3 hours a day? Or at night? Does sports help anybody in any way? Other than getting them excited and other weird kind of things? Well, how about how much time do you spend a day making love? If you're married or in a relationship. 30 minutes to an hour a day? Is that super high for you or low? I don't want to get into my sex life, but it should be high when you're young, and it slowly gets less and less as you get older. In most cases. Because it becomes less important. Because it is less important. At some levels. Energy levels go up and down with it. But how much time do you spend daily with that? Then, Drinking, how much time do you spend drinking? After work, how much time do you get to drink at home or go out to a bar? Weekly, daily. On top of that, do you have children? Do you have pets? Do you got to take care of your pets, take the pet out for a walk, and do you got that kind of time to do all that? All right. How much time do you have before you go to sleep? Maybe an hour? Can you do a meditation to try to get your body back in harmony and stuff like that? Oh, did I forget church? Or spiritual teachings or searching for the truth? That has to come out of your playtime, doesn't it? So just so you know, I'll figure the hours out for you. That's 23 hours a day and a night, which actually usually leaves you about 1 hour to meditate, which you really don't need. You can do it a lot less. All right. So there's your whole day and your whole night. Where does the spiritual part come into any of that? Doing your meditation? Blocking out the day, relaxing, is not understanding God. It's hiding from truth. It's hiding from your conditions. And sure, more people say, well, I felt I got in touch with what? An idea? And then to top that all up, you work what? 350 days a year average. You get 2 weeks off, or 3. So 96 days out of 365 days, you get to try to have as much fun you can in a weekend or a week. You ever realize how when you try to squeeze pleasure out of a short period of time, it becomes pretty hard? And then raising a family and children, buying a house, getting a good job, all that fits into that. Does it help you become spiritual? Does it help you understand death? Does it understand anything about God? You might not like God if you relate it to all the things that we do and act and create, because none of it relates to God. So did you ever write anything spiritual that we create on this planet? I don't think so. A child, you don't create the soul that goes into the child. You're creating a body. It's like putting a seed in a pot and the plant starts growing. Is that spiritual? No, it's food. Does that plant talk to God? Oh, well, maybe it does. You can believe whatever you want. But Jesus said there'll be many greater than he, and that has not happened yet. And why doesn't religion look at that and start figuring out why not? Man is afraid of truth the same as they're afraid of death. And what I'm telling you over and over is you're going to really have to understand death. I had 5 death experiences. Dying, coming close to dying, stepping out of my body and all that, which was incredible learning. I had 40 years of learning to leave my body, traveling out of it, which was another important thing. So there's a lot more I didn't get into a lot. I tried to bring out as much could as I was moving along. But I will continue with this. And I hope you got something out of today. I hope you're looking for truth. Because when you play with lies, you just get more lies and they all sound good. And you get nowhere spiritually. So with that, I'm going to say, peace. Don't take a word I say. Find it for yourself. But find it. Look for it. Work for it. It will not come easy. You can dream all you want. You can say, well, my dreams will come true. Well, you can say whatever you want. Reality is real. Means what's really going to happen. So, with that, please, open your eyes, open your ears, open your heart, tune into soul, listen. It's there and it's talking to you. With that, peace, everyone. Till next time.
Sweet dreams are made of this. Who am I